The time has come for the black majority to come together, unite, and take over political power. The reason why we're here, comrades, is we're responding to that command by our president to go out and forge unity amongst all progressive forces in this country with the sole purpose of taking over political power. So the reason that we're here, comrades, is that it's not because we love each other. We're here for a reason. And the reason is assuming political power, so that we can use that political power to liberate our people.
I'm hated because I'm saying the white people and black people must be equal, and all of them benefit from the resources of this country. Why would you hate someone who says we must be equal? Because equality means unity. You will never be united when someone is up here and the other one is lower, and you say you are united. How are you united like that? You have to bring them to a level, and that will automatically become a unity of South Africans. I've never promoted hatred anywhere, but I'm hated for promoting love and unity and equality. And the way they hate me for saying you must love each other and all of you benefit from the resources of this country. Sometimes I look at them, I'm like, these ones, if Jesus Christ was still alive, they were going to kill him. Because Jesus Christ preached mfundis, love and peace and unity. That's what I'm saying. When I say to you, get the land, I'm not saying kill white people. I'm saying let's all have the land. Let's share this land. It can't be that 80% of the population owns 14% of the land, and less than 10% of the population owns 85% of the land. That is not correct. Something is wrong there. Madiba gave us political freedom. And when Madiba went on retirement, he said to us, don't call me, I'll call you, if you remember that. And he said, a luta continua. So you needed to ask yourself, what does he mean by that? A luta continua means the struggle continues. That's what Mandela said to us. Then you need to ask the question, which struggle continues? Because they say Madiba came out of prison and gave us everything. The same man that they say he gave us everything said to us, the struggle continues. Someone has come to fool you and make you think there is a big problem for you to fight with your own neighbors. You said they take jobs. I asked the question. 300 Ghanaians went back to Ghana 3 days ago. Show me 300 jobs which were created after those 3 Ghanaians left. Say no, Mahama took 300 people back to Ghana. And as a result, here are 300 jobs that we created. Because Batatemi 78. Which jobs are they taking from you? Who wants to do these jobs that these people don't pay for? Because these people who come from outside South Africa, they are the ones who do those jobs during harvesting season in Stellenbosch, where they are not paid anything. And you will never want to do that job because we know our rights. We don't want slaves jobs. We want jobs that have got appointment letter with benefits, with pension funds, a letter that can confirm that you are economically active. Not jobs that are going to exploit South Africans. That's why you will never go back to take those jobs. In Alexander, 1 year, They took away the Zimbabweans and foreigners who were selling apples and tomatoes on the streets. Said, Mabahambe, let them go out. After they chased them away, no South African went to that space to sell tomatoes and apples. Abantu base Alex were saying, hey, we now travel long distance to go and get tomato. Because when you remove them, you must go in and sell tomatoes. Stellan Davin has got 500 million to give you to start those spaza shops, to occupy those streets and sell. But they will never give you that money. It goes into their pockets. We're told 500 million is out. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to fight for spaza shop. I'm fighting for a mine. I'm fighting for a bank. That's why they divert you into spaza shops, because they don't want you to concentrate on the real economy. They want you to fight over crumbs while they are continuing to eat. Stop the hate, because from xenophobia is going to be tribalism. It's already tribalism somewhere in KZN where vendors are being beaten. South Africans, anyone who can't speak Zulu is being beaten up. You cannot promote hate. It doesn't matter how hungry you are. Even in your hunger, you must never hate. You can hate me for telling you not to hate. Why must I tell you to hate? I must tell you to love. And when I tell you to love, it means you must love yourself first before you can love other people. You are hating on other people because you are hating yourself. How will I differentiate in this hall? Who's Xhosa, who's Zulu, who's Venda? By just looking at you. Some of us from Limpopo are going to be the biggest victims because we are dark. At least you Xhosas, abu matiba. Matiba umte. You shall survive. Tina, hamba kai. Hey, I'm from. Aye. When you try to explain I'm from Yabari, tell us what is this in Xhosa. La. What is an elbow in Xhosa? Finished. That's how hate works. You are using the land here already and you don't need white supervision. You are the best in showing everybody, especially blacks, especially Africans, on what you can do with the land. Because there is no family in the Eastern Cape which does not make itself proud about having a sheep. That is an exemplary of wealth. You can be any rich anyhow. If you don't have animals, you are not rich. That's why they are showing us in action that imagine if you give us the land, what we'll do with the land. With these small pieces of land, already we are able to feed ourselves. As I was coming here, I said to Vuyan, look at that kraal. It had 3 skins of sheep. You can see here they slaughtered. These people know how to take care of themselves. There, where I come from, my grandmother used to have chickens. Shem uzaolamba. You will never slaughter that chicken until a special person comes from Joburg. Even the eggs, when she leaves to a funeral, she counts 1, 2, 5. She comes back, is 4, is a problem. What happened to the other egg? Mara, yeah, everybody speaks about Ikusha. That is the land. When a person speaks about cattle, he speaks about the land. And that's how you need to understand the struggle for the land, that we will never be proud as people without the land. Who needs jobs when you've got the land? Because when you've got the land, you are your own employer. You don't need anyone to employ you. You will use the land to feed yourself, and you'll use your land to send your children to school. That's why we are fighting for the land. Because land is everything. Land is jobs. Land is houses. Land is mines. Land is agriculture. Land is banks. Land is schools and hospitals. Land is proper roads. You can never have piped water into your own houses without a land, because that pipe must pass someone's land. And if we don't own that land, the Boers make us pay a lot of money to pass a pipe into our villages and give our people water. That's the reason why they oppose the EFF. It's hated for demanding the land, the return of the dignity of an African child. So you must know that this struggle is not an easy struggle, because there are no police vans outside, unlike during apartheid, where you said, we're fighting police, we're fighting soldiers, and you could point at them. When you speak about economic power and the banks, our people don't understand what you're talking about. They look at you and say, how can you own the banks when? You are not demanding the banks. You are demanding the land where those banks will operate from. Why would you demand free education if you don't have the land to build universities where we'll teach our children agriculture, mining, and all different important sectors of our economy? Fighters here in Eastern Cape, we have no reason to be xenophobic. What do you mean by that? Because amaXhosa are found in Zimbabwe. Abumpofu bakhona apha eZimbabwe. So when you say asibafuni mabahambe, usho ukuthi everyone who has got a surname that sounds like Zimbabwean must go. It means the Mpofus here must also live. Abantwana bomzilikazi from the Zulu nation are found in Zimbabwe. The Tsongas in Limpopo and Guyana, they are found in Mozambique. The Basutus in Free State and parts of Matatiele, here in Eastern Cape, are found in Lesotho. They are your relatives. You've got children with them. Some of you, during weekends, you even cross to go into an event across the fence. Ubuye unxilile without a passport. Mawuba soba uthi ufuna passport mabahambe, mara ubuya eLesotho just yesterday. You are not aware.
Yes, here we are, family, brothers and sisters. The time has come for black people, black majority in South Africa to come together and unite and seek liberation of their country. Family, brothers and sisters, black South Africans have been divided. And right now I see leaders have started understanding that there is a big division among themselves, and that's why the issue of liberation has never accomplished in South Africa. As I speak to you now, family, brothers and sisters, you must understand that the land and all means of production in South Africa controlled by white minority. Black people have nothing. So 1 month ago, I created a video, this video that you see here. In that video, I proposed that black South Africans, these political parties, EFF, MK Party, ANC, if you look their manifesto documents, all of them, they're talking about liberation of black people, taking control of the land. I suggested that if all of them, they have one mission, why don't these political parties unite and liberate South Africa first? Then, after liberating South Africa, after owning the land, mines, then they will move apart if they think moving apart is better, instead of what they are doing right now. We know very well that ANC is the source of all these political parties. Malema came from ANC. MK Party came from ANC. But they have tried maybe to move as individuals. But as individuals, it will be difficult for them to attain economic freedom. So I think that this is the time for them to understand that if they don't come together, if they don't unite, they will never achieve economic freedom for their people. We have witnessed xenophobic attacks recently. It doesn't mean that South Africans are xenophobic. No, it's because of economic hardship facing black people in South Africa. They think that maybe other black people who are coming from Somalia, from Ghana, from Nigeria are the source of their problems. But in real sense, problems are made by those who are controlling the economy. They don't have the land. Maybe they can say, let us go and apply maybe agriculture. They don't have such kind of land to do agriculture. They don't control mines. All mines are being controlled by white minority. So how can you learn the economy where a majority have nothing? And I warned fellow South Africans that these things that you see today, chasing fellow Africans, will not end there. It looks like when you start eating each other, you will continue to eat each other until the last one. Because this thing is not designed by Africans. These things were designed purposely to make sure that the black people remain under control of whites. I know it is a difficult journey, and it is difficult for South Africa or for these political parties to achieve the unity of black people. But they have to sacrifice to make sure that they are going to unite black people. You know, sometimes it doesn't make sense that white minority controlling black majority. Black people are so many in South Africa, but they are being controlled by a smaller group of white men. As if we black people, our minds are not working. Why don't we use our numbers to overcome them, to conquer them? Why few white men conquer majority of us? So we need to move out of colonial minds. And that's why in that video I suggested there's a need for black leaders to bring together black people, to unite black people. MK Party, ANC, EFF, IFP, all of them, they're talking about unity of this continent. They're talking about liberation of black people. Let us start now. And I was listening to President Ramaphosa talking about the issue of the land. Let me take you to what Ramaphosa said.
Alone is not enough. We know that the land alone is not enough. A title deed that stays at the bottom of the drawer does not on its own transform a family of a community's fortunes. A farm with no equipment, with no water and no capital and no support will not meet people's needs. It does not close the inequality gap, and it does not build the rural economy that we need. The title deed is the foundation on which we are building as we hand over title deeds. That is why we are also handing over productive assets and confirming that post-settlement support is in place. We are committed to ensuring that townships that are being set up will be viable townships, that there will be townships where economic activity will also take place. Now, formal title means households can now access mortgages. Small business finance becomes possible. Development grants that were previously unavailable now become available because people will now have what we call collateral. They will have an asset against which they can go and do business and borrow. So our commitment is to walk alongside these communities, not just today, but in years to come. And we are saying this to all our communities around the country, that our land reform process is now gaining much more quality. Section 25 of the Constitution guarantees legal, secure tenure to every person whose tenure was made insecure by past apartheid discriminatory laws. It requires that the state should foster and establish conditions that enable equitable access to land. When communities wait for years and sometimes decades for those rights to be realized, that is a failure that we must acknowledge honestly. And that is why I apologize to our people that you've had to wait so long. We're now going to inaugurate a process through which we will speed up the land distribution process. The seventh administration of our government is determined that we should restore not only dignity, but we should restore full empowerment to our people so that they can get on with their lives. We know that.
Yeah, that is Mr. Ramaphosa. Now you can understand that the land itself will not solve all of our challenges. So our challenges cannot only solved by the issue of the land only, but we need also to support Africans. How can you support Africans who are just divided? And that's why we are saying black leaders, one of the greatest duties they have is to bring together black people. Black people, we are living like we have no light to live. And that's why you see when you touch white people, Trump is coming after us. So leaders like Ramaphosa, Malema, Zuma must come together and bring together black people. The struggle continues, family, brothers and sisters. We cannot end here. And I'm sure if Malema and the MK party will come together and bring other political parties, unite, South Africa will be liberated. We know some of us, some of our leaders are in the payroll of Western agencies. They are being paid to make sure that things is going along. Some of them are sponsored to divide these political parties. That's why you see when the time is near, the time of elections, you see many political parties are being emerged like mushroom, are growing like a mushroom, because it is about division, dividing people. So this time, let us don't repeat the same mistakes. We were divided for too long. Let us say enough is enough. Let us say enough is enough. Our problem is economy, is the land. Let us bring land back. If we don't come together, the land will remain in the hands of minority. Let us take the land back. You know, look, a small country such as Israel is so powerful because people are so united. Jews are united. When you come to black people, oh, brothers and sisters, black people, we have self-hate as never seen before. We hate each other. Let us stop. So Malema, Zuma, and other leaders in ANC, please stop your greed. Stop, keep your greed aside. Bring together black people. Bring together our people. Unite South Africa. Unite black majority. You're too many. You can take the lead and control your economy. And from there, this xenophobic attack will end there. Your xenophobic attacks is there because few are controlling your economy. So we want black majority to control the economy. We want young people who studied agriculture to have the land to apply agriculture, not to go to work to the farms of white men. We want geologists to go and apply their skills, their knowledge to our mines. For how long should we continue to watch others controlling economy? So, family, brothers and sisters, those are just my opinions. Maybe I'm not exactly right, but I'm sharing this because those was one of my vision. That's why in my previous video, the last month video, I suggested what today these leaders are discussing, the issue of unity, that black people, ANC, EFF, MK party, all of you, your mission is to take control of minerals, resources, the land. So let us unite first, take the land, and then other things will fall. So family, brothers and sisters, share your views, share your opinions. I'm here, you see, in this beautiful place. If you can look around there, to me, yes, natural. So I'm here to breathe fresh air, to connect myself with our ancestors, with the nature. You know, many times we stay inside in offices, something like that. So when I got opportunity to connect myself with the nature, I come to some areas like this to connect myself with the nature. So family, brothers and sisters, this is Africa, the Africa that we want, the Africa that will be controlled by black people, not Africa that is controlled by white men. No, Africa that is controlled by black people. So family, brothers and sisters, if you have something, please drop your comments, drop your thoughts. I'm moving to another direction. Yes. Yeah. Africa is nice. Africa is so beautiful. Africa has everything. But what we lack is economic freedom. And we cannot attain economic freedom if we are divided. We cannot attain economic freedom if we are divided. Division will not help us. Division will not help us. Oh. As I said, I'm connecting myself with the nature. This is not superstition, family, brothers and sisters. This is connection with our nature. If this tree, plant can grow on the top of this big stone, where you see there's no water, there's no forces, maybe the land is not too much fertile, but can survive and grow like this. Why not we have to fear difficulties? If this tree, you see, can grow in this area on the stones like this, surviving these difficulties, why not we black people? Why we fear too much difficulties? We have to face these difficulties. We have to face these difficulties. We are more than these trees. I'm sharing this, family, brothers and sisters, to show you if that tree can grow on the top of that mountain. Why not the Africans who are living in fertile land, in horrible land, land with water? Why we are not surviving? So let us not speak for too long, family. Allow me to say, have a nice time. See you in next videos. Thank you. Wow, the time has come for black people, black majority, to come together and unite. Those are not my words. Those are words of one of the leader of MK party in South Africa. Family, brothers and sisters, if you are familiar with this platform, 1 month ago on April 9th, 2026, I created a video with the title White Stand. As you can see here, White Stand, Malema unites South Africa's giants for black liberation. In that video, I suggested that there's a need for these black political parties. I mean, this MK party, EFF, and ANC to come together and unite. The situation in South Africa is too bad, family, brothers and sisters. The land is still in the hands of white minority, while the majority of black people are suffering. We have witnessed xenophobic attacks against fellow Africans in South Africa. Not because South Africans are xenophobic, no, because they don't have anything. They own nothing. That's why they see fellow Africans as a threat to them. They feel like black people who are coming from other areas are coming to take their jobs, are coming to take their resources. But the reality is this, those who own their resources are white minority. So I hope maybe these leaders of EFF, Julius Malema, MK, Mr. Jacob Zuma, even ANC leaders, they have to sit down and to ask themselves, what do they want in South Africa? They want land. They want to control the land. So how is it possible that majority are struggling, begging from minority? How? How is it possible? That's why we are saying we want these political parties owned by black majority to sit down, to come together. That our founding fathers, our previous generation fought for the land. It's not about they didn't fight for maybe Ramaphosa to be a president, no, or Malema to be a president. They fought for the land, controlling resources. That's what they fought for. But today, because of greed and manipulation, black people have given the opportunity to have these political parties. They are moving out of their mission. The mission or the struggle for independence is not about maybe having black president. It's about owning the resources, owning the land. If you own the land, it means you own resources. You own minerals. You control the means of production. That's how it is. I'm asking for these political parties, MK, ANC, IFP, EFF, to come together and unite as black majority. To first of all, let us seek control of our resources. Because this greed of everyone to want to be a president is costing South Africans. Majority of South Africans are suffering because of few leaders who are so greedy. They want to become president instead of serving majority of black people in South Africa. So one of the things that they will do and be remembered when these African leaders in these political parties will come together and unite. Let us agree, maybe sit down. You ANC, you have ruled this country for more than 30 years. Allow MK to rule maybe for 5 years, EFF for 5 years, then we will see what will happen. But because of greed leaders, because of appetite to become presidents, black people are not ready to come together. But look, a simple country, just a small country, Israel. Israel is powerful not because Israel has everything, because Jews are so united. When it comes to the issues dealing with Jews, they are so united and they don't scare anyone because they are united. We want also Africans, black people, to come together, to be united the way Jews are doing. We are tired, fellow Africans, to be treated like second-hand human beings. So, family, brothers and sisters, that is my message, that is my opinion. I hope maybe one time will come when we will come to this platform and celebrating the unity of black people, the unity of Africans coming together. And I hope if black majority in South Africa will come together, even in other parts of the continent, it will be easier for them to unite. So let us start slowly, slowly, slowly. I know it is not easy. Imperialists and these colonizers, they have a lot of missions. They will rob some of us. They will sponsor some of us to get another political parties. They will do everything. They use media and the labor to make sure that they control our minds, they control and distract our vision, but let us not lose focus. And I wish these political parties leader, they have one of the great duty to inspire and to educate people about what they want, what we want, why we are forming these political parties. The aim of these political parties is what? Is for someone to become a president? No. It is to liberate this continent, to liberate our countries. That's the main purpose of these political parties. Despite we know that this was just a technique to divide the people. You know, I said one time, democracy is a tool used to divide the people. And that's how they use democracy, to divide the people. So, unfortunately, right now I see Africans started to understand how division is a Trojan horse, is a silent killer of Africa's unity. So I think leaders have listened, and I saw Malema listening like this, something hinting to his mind that yes, it's true, we cannot fight alone, we have to fight together. So family, if you have something to share with us, please do so through the comment section. I'm just sharing my views, my opinions, my perspective to what I heard from these political leaders, but of course they're just moving in my direction. I suggested this many times, but let us wait and see what will happen. But all in all, family, brothers and sisters, if you have something to share, please do so through the comment section. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. See you in next video. Thank you.